I now call George Adam to be followed by Jamie McGregor.
Thank you, Presiding Officer, and can I too thank Fiona McLeod for bringing this debate to the Chamber. I was the cross-party group on the Fairtrade convener for a number of years, and I led this debate. I was thinking, Presiding Officer, just before when we had a full house at Fiona McLeod's speech, I was wondering where they all were for these 4 years where I led the debate, but I'm taking it entirely personally, and we'll kind of take it up with them at a later date. But if I could talk for a moment about Fiona, obviously this is a very important kind of issue to her as well. But I've known Fiona McLeod for a very, very long time, and she's been like a mother figure to me in this Parliament. And I mean that in the best ways, not in any negative. We've known each other. She's scalded me when I've needed scalded. She's made me feel better when I've needed a shoulder to cry on. So she's been very... And if I should be lucky enough to represent the good people of Paisley after May, then she'll be someone I will dearly miss in this chamber when that time comes. But
Mr Adam, have you heard the adage about stopping digging?
But if I could possibly start talking about fair trade again, obviously it's an extremely important couple of weeks when we have Fairtrade Fortnight. It's the time when we get absolutely everything, the focus for everybody that's involved in the movement in Scotland to get it together. When we became a fair trade nation, it was actually during that fortnight that we managed to announce everything. And it was interesting because when you look at how it's all worked, it's all fair trade in Scotland has effectively moved on from the churches and various religious organisations doing things out the back of cars, selling goods out of various fetes and things like that. And we now have a situation where there are shops that specialise in it, and there are also the mainstream shops dealing with the actual goods as well. And that's incredible in my lifetime when you've seen that change. But one of the things that focuses on this week, which has already been mentioned these couple of weeks, is Sit Down for Breakfast, Stand Up for Farmers. And I was listening to Fiona McLeod when she actually said about, a good, healthy breakfast. Well, I watched my wife Stacey eat that Fairtrade banana fritter thing this morning, and I don't think, Presiding Officer, that's precisely healthy. It may be very good for the people who are trading in the goods that are there, but I don't think it was a healthy breakfast. But she's going to do her bit for Fairtrade Fortnight and probably eat it as often as she possibly can. But one of the things that the Fairtrade Foundation have actually said on their website, they've used a Martin Luther King quote when they talk about this, is before you finish eating breakfast in the morning, you've depended on more than half the world. And I think that, as always, Martin Luther King's managed to kind of summarise everything in a nice, very easy line for us all these decades later to re-quote, because it tells us that there's people all over the world who are in a situation where it is absolutely terrible the way large businesses have been working with them and the conditions they've had to deal with. And the fact that fair trade, the premium, offers these people and individuals the chance to rebuild their communities, to bring education. And some of the people we talked to in my time as CPG convener were talking to women's organisations where the women weren't encouraged to be educated. But they had, through the Fair Trade Premium, managed to set up schools and make sure not only were they educated, but they also had the opportunity of having a trade and actually being able to trade their goods in a fair manner. Now, I think that's what, at a very basic level, that's what fair trade's all about. It's about us as a nation. Yes, it's great Scotland being a fair trade nation, but it's what we actually do with that. It's what we do as a fair trade nation and how we deal with that. We're telling the world that we won't stand back and actually allow big business to actually dictate what they want to do. And a perfect example is when you talk about footballs and sporting goods. Classic example, Presiding Officer, because of the sponsorship of major sporting organisations, it automatically makes these products look cool, look better. With an £80 pair of trainers, I'm probably talking 1980s prices here actually, but an £80 of trainers is actually only made for about £20 or £10 or something like that. These are the kind of things that are wrong and morally wrong, and we have to make sure that we get to a stage that we encourage everyone else to look at this closely when there's these major sporting events. I know the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow were a fairly traded event, and I think we have to look at that as well, because I think sporting endeavours and the sports organisations are the way forward to take this to the next stage. So can I thank Fiona McLeod for bringing this and everything she's helped me with over the years and support and guidance. I know I've not been easy to work with and deal with, but you've been an absolute saint. But Liam MacArthur says, hear, hear. But one of the things I'd like to say is this is about our place in the world, and Scotland actually showing to the world that we want to be part and we want to make a difference in people's life, and it's part of who we are.
Thank you very much. And